your review of the disinformation shared about you, did you notice a pattern in similar messaging, almost verbatim text among, I don't know, a number of indirect, this
Yes.
number of, yes?
Yes, I have, and they share similar attack arguments, and also even the insults are identical.
Canadians, it's not bad enough that Justin Trudeau is funding the mainstream media to overlook his failures, corruption, and misdeeds. Oh no, China's doing it too. On Monday, a national security report was released. The report, National Security and Intelligence Committee of Parliamentarians Special Report on Foreign Interference in Canada's Democratic Processes and Institutions, stated that several MPs had colluded directly with the People's Republic of China to amplify disinformation and otherwise kowtow to China to get themselves elected. Former Conservative MP Kenny Chiu, a target of Chinese foreign interference, testified to this behavior of his Liberal opponent Parm Bains at the Parliamentary Committee dedicated to foreign interference just a month ago.
Introduce my former opponent. In my view, his ascent to power was paved with disinformation, perhaps through a calculated strategy or at the very least as a willing participant in a now proven disinformation campaign. He willingly embraced and propagated accusations targeting conservatives, including our then leader Aaron O'Toole and myself, of racism and harboring anti-Asian sentiments, exploitative and manipulative. These allegations linked to foreign states reverberated through biased media channels and chat groups. If holding the Indian government accountable for alleged actions in Canada, it's not anti-Asian, anti-Indian, then why would countering the confirmed clandestine and deceptive efforts of Chinese communists in Canada ever be considered anti-Chinese? But there's more. He publicly pledged to the Chinese audience that he would not support a foreign influence registry. This promise directly contradicted the Minister of Public Safety's announcement in 2022 and 2023. As we gather here, I'm reminded of diabolical propaganda techniques employed by authoritarian regimes throughout history that involve repeating colossal falsehoods until they became accepted truth.
And naturally, the Liberals won't say who those MPs are or what will become of them.
Good morning. I just want to ask about the NCCOP report, and my question is for Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland. The report describes behavior that might constitute treason, and yet we've seen no charges. Does that concern you?
Thank you for the question. I want to start by thanking the committee and the chair, David McGuinty, for their very serious work on this. I think that their work, the cross-party nature of that committee, the seriousness with which they have approached this, the real way that they have been fearless in putting the national interest first in this work is really exemplary and shows our parliament, our parliamentarians at their best.
But something else was buried very deep within that report, something worse than just being officially shunned by Chinese language media because the Chinese state is busy enforcing its social credit system here on sovereign Canadian soil. The Chinese state is funding Canadian media directly to push its narrative. I guess sort of just like what Justin Trudeau does here in Canada, but at least Trudeau's a Canadian. Here are the findings from that report. According to the intelligence community, the PRC, that's the People's Republic of China, was the most capable actor in this context, interfering with Canadian media content via direct engagement with Canadian media executives and journalists. 6 sentences here were deleted to remove injurious or privileged information. The sentences described examples of the PRC paying to publish media articles without attribution, sponsoring media travel to the PRC, pressuring journalists to withdraw articles, and creating false accounts on social media to spread disinformation. You know, there's a lot of irony in the Canadian state-funded media peddling debunked disinformation when they complained that the completely organic Canadian Freedom Convoy was somehow a Kremlin operation multiple times. All the while, some of them were obviously on the take from the People's Republic of China.
I do ask that because, given Canada's support of Ukraine in this current crisis with Russia, I don't know if it's far-fetched to ask, but there is concern that Russian actors could be continuing to fuel things as this protest grows, but perhaps even instigating it from the outset.
How can you trust the media in this country? It is so contaminated by Justin Trudeau's bailouts already, and now contaminated by the People's Republic of China's money. Who else are these people taking money from to lie to you? Given their coverage of what's been happening to Canada's Jewish community since the October 7th terror attacks in Israel, I would not be surprised to find out that these people were on the take from Iran. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. You know, you just can't trust the mainstream media to hold the government to account. You can trust your favorite independent media outlet, though, Rebel News. However, I can't do my access to information investigations without your help. If you'd like to make a donation to the special fund that helps me file for documents, consider making a donation at rebelinvestigates.com.